All aboard!
This is Pelon and Chubby, episode 94. Back at it again with that good stuff. This week we talk about parody, and Pelon jumped into a massive rant regarding Antonio Brown. Chubby jumps in, and he wants to know if he can deflect him because it's all about ratings. This week we enjoy the company of Perry Robinson as he's down visiting as we look at those buses and all the business in the hand. We also talk about the preparations for the 2-year anniversary. This is Pelon and Chubby, doing what we do. Check us out.
Activate.
It's the Pelon and Chubby Show with your hosts Rick Salas and Guy Murray, talking about comedy and everything that crosses their mind. It's the Pelon and Chubby Show. And on that note, I like to say quiet on the set. And we're live.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the episode of the Pelon and Chubby Show. I'm Rick Salas.
And I'm Guy Murray.
And tonight we got Perry Robinson standing in. He's visiting from out of town. What's up?
What up,
Hey,
what
we're
up?
happy to have everybody here tonight on a Wednesday night. Pelon and Chubby coming to you live every Wednesday night from the Pelon and Chubby studio here in beautiful San Diego, California. What? Remember, mark on your calendars the 2-year anniversary show, the 18th of September. We're going to blow this motherfucker out.
We're gonna
It's going to be wild. On the first 25,
We're going to turn
25 people that sign up, maybe 30. We'll squeeze a couple motherfuckers in here. A couple of you skinny bitches will get in here.
Yeah.
But look, we're going to get the first 30 that sign up. Let Guy know, let me know if you want to come in. Be in the studio audience. Be a part of the big party. September 18th. 2 years for Pelon and Chubby. We never thought we'd make it 2.
We got it.
We got another 2 more coming.
We got him.
We're going to get at it. They say it takes 4 years for this shit to catch on. We're in it for the long haul.
We catch it.
We're not going anywhere. Most of it is because of you.
Right now.
We appreciate y'all tuning in every single week. We got some of you local listeners. We got some 9 countries listening. We got about, 5,000-6,000 people listening to the show. And we appreciate every single one of you tuning in every single week. Michael DeVindo. Hey, I'm mad at you. It's 1 week, dog. You good with me? 1 week out of 2 years, I'm good with it. Welcome to the Pelon and Chubby studio. Monte's in the house. What's up, big dog?
Yes,
Chilling on a Wednesday night. Came in, check out the Pelon and Chubby show. What's up, dog? How you been living? Good. All right. You keeping the good folks of San Diego equipped with solar power? What? There you go.
That's it. Hey, can I add? Because you only mentioned little skinny booties. Big booties are welcome as well.
Big booty.
He's speaking for himself.
Big booties are
I got a rule.
well.
Hey, I got a rule. I'm gonna share with y'all real quick. I don't think I ever shared it on the air, but here's the rules. If you don't have that little triangle when I'm looking from about 20, 30 feet away where I can see daylight between your legs and your asshole, where the air can flow through freely and keep that shit fresh, you ain't for me. You need to go ahead and step. Because I don't have no use for you. I don't have no use for no butt that can grow mushrooms part-time. I don't have no need for that kind of bullshit. Right? So you don't have that triangle, and you can do the test yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, just do a selfie, get in front of a mirror, and if you don't see that triangle with a little daylight shining through, go on. Next.
Ain't nothing wrong with a big booty woman because I like it in the dark, baby.
Next.
Block that sunlight out.
What's happening?
Hey, there's only room for one fat motherfucker in the bed at a time. That's me. That's right. I don't write the rules. I just follow the rules. That's it.
That's why they made California King, so we both can fit, baby.
We can roll, baby.
And I used up the majority of it. I need a size 2 or 3 on the other side of that motherfucker.
All right, now.
So you're probably wondering why is Perry sitting in on the show? He came down from Northern California.
Waiting for you.
We've been doing shit for a long, long time together. And so he's down here kind of scoping out the whole scene.
Right.
We're talking about putting these buses on the road.
Searching, seeking.
So we did a little, what do they call that? R&D, research and develop. Yeah.
Yep.
So we
Research.
spent all day today checking out all the breweries and shit.
Okay.
And kind of mapping the whole thing out and figuring out how we're going to do this.
All right.
So everything's I think we have decided to put everything in motion and make this shit happen. So he may end up being a regular fixture down here in these parts.
Yes.
So put your seatbelts on, get ready.
It's going to buckle up.
Because when we get together and we collaborate on shit, crazy shit happens.
It's going down.
I am stupid.
Right. So it's gonna be
Get
it's gonna be
Get a
nice.
little
Just
stupid in. Get a little
stupid.
stupid in.
Stupid.
So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be fun. I think everybody that's gonna be involved, breweries, us, everybody that's involved in this
Put their
venture,
hands on it. They're going to get some.
I think it's gonna be good for everybody. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about it. Sometimes you get complacent. And for you remedial motherfuckers, that means stuck in a rut. Where you start to wonder if you are what you were or if you're going to be anything. And you really start to kind of like piece it all together and say like, can I get off my ass and be a factor again? Can I be somebody again? Can I make a difference? Can I accomplish the dreams that I have?
I had a dream.
Can I do the things that I want to do in life?
Carlos Mendez.
Even though a lot of people say, hey, your time has passed.
Oh, you got Mo in your
But I
time,
beg
bro.
to differ that, hey, we got a dream
We got a dream.
that all
Well,
the Lord's babies are going to play together.
wow.
Hold hands.
Hold hands.
But we got this dream, and we got this dream that we want to put together a deal, and we want to make it happen. We want to make, we stand to make a lot of money, and motherfucker, we deserve it. We don't put in our time.
Put in our work.
It's our time to fucking cash in.
Just do.
We want to live like the white folks live.
Live
Ching,
it like
ching.
a ching ching.
Ching,
Bling
ching.
bling.
So it's our turn, motherfuckers. We're going to take over. We're going to change this
we
fucking
are.
North County as we see it today.
We come.
So we're getting ready to take over this motherfucker.
We tired of the people getting rich that don't deserve to
Right.
get rich.
Oh, no.
Right.
Oh,
You can anybody can take a handout from the mom and daddy that gave them something. But everybody knows that the Mexican folks fuck off their money before they give it to their kids.
work it. And they count on their kids.
So you got to go and make your own money,
You gotta make your own dollars.
So we're about to change the script
Dollar,
up.
baby. We're gonna flip that script.
We're gonna leave for my little brown babies.
Oh yeah.
I appreciate that.
We're gonna make it right. We're gonna make everything right.
Yeah.
So it's a big plan. And until you take that first step, it's all a story. Anybody can have an idea,
Call it our mission statement. Here we
A
go.
dream.
but very few people can act on it and make it happen and fulfill
This
that
is our
dream.
mission statement.
So that's where this is different. Like everybody's got that. Everybody wants to be somebody. But look,
Somebody
this is going to be different in that we are going to actually
do something about it.
act on it,
Yes.
complete it, and make it happen. So
I'm getting chills. I'm
taking
getting
that
chills,
first
baby.
step is everything.
I'm getting chills.
And you know what? Bill Gates, Donald Trump,
Talked about it.
they all filed bankruptcy. They all put their neck out there. They all tried numerous times. And if they wouldn't have kept on trying, if they would have gave up and said, maybe I'm not set for this, maybe it's not me, where would they be today? Would they be billionaires today?
No doubt.
Absolutely not.
Well, they wouldn't be listening to us
Right,
today because
right.
there wouldn't be any internet,
Right.
There would be no internet.
no computers.
So all these folks that, man, they stuck their necks out. You know, we owe them a little gratitude for making shit happen and making their dreams come true and being where they are today, because it gives all of us hope that one day we're going to be in their shoes. One day we're going to accomplish what they accomplished. One day we're going to be filthy rich and be able to stand there and say, you know what, motherfuckers, you all doubted me, but guess what? We're on top of the world.
On top of the world, man.
That's where the song kicks in, dog.
King Kong ain't got nothing on me.
That's where we're on top of the world and we're making shit happen and we're owning shit, right? Right? We're feeding our families, feeding all our people.
Yeah.
You want our people, like, you know, everybody always talks about the man holding their people down and all that kind of shit, right? I don't care if you're black, brown, yellow, whatever you are. The only thing that's holding you down is not the man. It's you holding yourself down. If you take a chance and you make it happen and you actually give a fuck, you'll be amazed what you can accomplish. So don't be scared. Don't act like you can't do what you want to do. Get out there and do it. Give it a try. What's the worst thing going to happen? You're going to end up in the same motherfucking place you're in now? Is that, Give it a chance.
Give it a chance.
Give it a chance. Try it. There's many that have failed. You have to experience extreme failure before you can experience success.
Yeah.
So get out there and try it.
Preach, brother.
Try it.
Preach.
That's the problem with our people. We don't give ourselves a chance. We don't get out there and try. Give it a try, man. Give it a try. See what happens. See what good happens for our people. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Fuck them Arab motherfuckers.
I'm ready to make some salami, yo.
Anyway, so let's go. Let's start off with what's going on in the life of young Chubby guy. We like to cover on every week what's going on in each other's lives, what's happening. Our listeners like to know, what's happening, what's going on. What do you have new to talk about? And we appreciate all you tuning in on a Wednesday night to the Pelon and Chubby Show here at 8 o'clock. We're live for the recording. So, Guy, what's going on? Talk to us.
So this week alone, I started the karaoke comedy with the help of Benji Garcia Reyes at
Benji?
At Barrel Harbor.
On Tuesday night?
On Tuesday night. A little Taco Tuesday action.
Taco Tuesday?
Had some comics come up and some non-comic people in the house, and they actually were able to preview and get a little taste of what we cracking down. I had a little DJ set up, lights are flashing, karaoke on tap for the people that wanted to sing.
Right.
But the open mic was crafted to where you doing your open mic set, you scratching out your thoughts, but I'm dropping a random beat on your ass in the background.
Whoa. That's a little foul.
And
whatever.
It was tasty. It was pretty tasty. Pretty tasty. It's hump day once again, back again with my friends.
So you turned on the music?
I put just nice.
Hey, neighbor,
beat.
you turn on the music on me.
Nice beat.
We're gonna have an issue.
Yeah, you'll work out your little open mic participation. I'll turn a beat up on you. You get a little.
Turn that music on me. See what happens. See if there's not a chunklet coming at your fucking.
You get a dip set on it real quick, and.
I'll be the only one entertaining your fucking.
Oh, actually, our he doesn't do dad jokes, but I forgot what he really. How do you call it? But John Geller was in the house, and he broke out a Doors. He broke out a Doors tune, and even a Led Zeppelin, and it sounded pretty good. Bassy, riffing.
David Chino tuned in.
Oh, what's up, Gino?
Chino, what's up, dog? David Chino.
So
he sent some pictures of Tupac, and I don't know who the other crack motherfucker cracked out. Who's that?
Oh, that's Tyrone Wiggum, man.
Some cracked out motherfucker.
That's Dave Chappelle's little character, Tyrone Wiggum. Okay. Yeah.
So David Chino, what's up, dog?
Sandra Brown, everybody up in there joining that crazy watch party. Thank you guys for checking in. Hang out, kick up your feet. Unless you are driving, then don't kick up your feet. We're about to get loose up in here. We're in our studio.
Where's Jose?
He's on his way.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. So we're just and so it was kind of like this.
So I thought like normally we're going to what happened during the week, but honestly,
I was rocking, man.
No, your week's cool, but mine with the shit, so I'm gonna skip it. Right?
Really, what happened? No, seriously.
No.
I heard some things.
What happened? What'd you hear?
Heard Mama didn't get the promotion. Or
No, it's all good.
It's all
Everything's
good?
there. Yeah.
Oh, good.
No, she got it. It's
right.
good. It's done
It
deal.
was just delaying and shit, huh?
We're rich, bitch.
We're rich.
Woo! We're moving on up.
Moving on up to the east side.
No, we're
to
good.
that deluxe apartment
No.
in
In
the
the
sky.
sky.
Hey, you know,
Moving on up.
somebody finally realized that they should do what they're supposed to do, and it happened.
That's all it takes.
So-
That's all we all. Then we ain't gonna talk about it. We're just
No,
gonna be about it.
we're just gonna be like, you know what?
that.
Hey, you
I
know
like
what?
that.
Act like you've been there before.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's
That's what when you pay your dues.
Like they
just get
they
recognized.
asked her. They said, "Aren't you excited?" Like she was supposed to jump up and down and hug the motherfucker, right?
Ha.
And she's like, "You know what? I've been here before. I've done this before.
Go ahead, Mama.
Let's see if you can deliver."
Past due. Pay your bills. Respect.
So they don't know what to do with her.
Respect.
Right?
To
They-
recognize.
Boom.
Like she handed something
Jamie
and then she
Muslim,
hands them a
West
fucking
Rider,
here.
Jimmy Slims.
Here,
Jimmy
motherfucker.
Slims in
Let me
the house.
let me chin check you right quick.
Chop, chop,
Let
chop.
me see if you
Rain
understand the
through the
program.
snow.
Yeah.
Let me understand. Let me help you understand where I have been,
Let
where
you
I'm
know.
going, and how I plan on attacking the mountaintop of this motherfucking house.
Nice. She laid
What's
it
that
on
smoke doing right there in the fucking room? You seen that? What's on fire?
You didn't smoke?
Neighbor, my ass. That's what's on fire. Oh, is it?
Oh, you hit a vape.
Okay.
Okay.
I was like,
I saw it too. I thought he hit it.
where's the emergency exit?
The exit, so I'm gonna dig.
I got a fire extinguisher right on there now.
I'll dig it out, baby. The studio is set with sprinklers, but I will make a new exit on this.
Hey, pardon me if I Heisman you on
Be
the way
like
out.
Kool-Aid man, going through the wall, baby.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, motherfucker, but I gotta get the fuck out of
Kimberly
here.
Corbin was
So yeah, no, all that happened. My week has
That's
been
good.
less than fucking important.
Fantabulous, just
So I was thinking we just skip to, because there's a lot of shit going on in the news.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you know what? Let's talk about what's going on right now. You know, and one of the biggest things that's going on is, and
AB,
you know what,
baby.
man? This is a tough one for me because usually I'm like, you know, these motherfuckers that came from the ghetto and shit.
The ghetto.
Everything is always like, look at me, look at me, look at me, give me the attention and all that shit at all costs. It don't matter if they're making their race look bad, making their family look bad, making themselves look bad.
Are you talking about
The
Kawhi Leonard?
the motherfuckers are always look at me,
Fuck
look at me,
AB.
look at me, right?
You talking
So
about
so that part of
AB?
me is like, I don't feel bad for the motherfucker, right?
What are you
that,
talking about?
That he's going through what he's going through, AB, for
Fuck
the whole
AB.
bullshit that he took the Raiders through, right? You signed a deal, you gave your commitment. What kind of bullshit are you trying to teach your kids where you can't fulfill a commitment? Where you got to play through this fucking circus of games and make yourself a fucking spectacle
But
and make your word
Patriots-
non-existent.
the Patriots made that call though.
So it doesn't matter who picked him up. The fact of the matter
it
is,
matters.
the fact of the matter is that you signed a deal with the Raiders.
It matters.
You know, fulfill your commitment. Fulfill your commitment.
They're
doesn't
talking,
matter,
They're
man.
talking about tampering, but no.
It don't matter. I don't care about any of that bullshit. You, as a man, need to fulfill your commitment. Now, here's where.
His agent had some play in that shit. Boy.
Look, why do you got to defend a motherfucker? Everybody,
defending him. I
including
ain't
black
defending him.
folks,
I ain't
have
defending him.
admitted
I ain't
that this
defending him.
motherfucker is faulty.
Last
That he is
and
fucking
last.
that he fucked up.
I am not defending him.
Even the
You're talking about
one-sided.
that image
Look.
of him being and representing some of
Look.
his kids and look up to him. They're gonna look up to him a whole lot better now because that shit's candy for him.
Look.
That's candy.
Even that one-sided motherfucker that don't like nobody but his own people, Stephen A. Smith,
Come on.
shit all over him. Shit
All day long.
Shit
Don't
on
matter.
his face.
Don't matter.
Right?
When that damn thing goes ring ring.
Look,
ring ring.
this is the problem.
Ring ring.
Here is the problem.
This is England.
When you know
New
you're-
England Patriots
look,
calling.
look.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the New England Patriots about to dump him now.
Let me go ahead and let a black man check you
With
on
all today, all the BS today.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying.
You know?
they got
Now,
guarantees.
I'm
Guarantees.
Well,
gonna
he
tell
ain't
you
got no
this.
guarantees.
I'm gonna tell you this.
What do they call it?
I'm gonna tell you this.
Contractual shift to
No, they call it.
You know when close the door over there. You know here, I'm gonna tell you like this.
I'm just gonna talk about
So here's
well.
let me tell you like this. when your own people want to step to the plate
Right.
and tell you how wrong you are for the action that you took and the way you did it, when they decide to do that, then that's when justice is going to be served. Look, when as a people you say, look, motherfucker, you represent us on a big stage, we need you to act right. And what you're doing is not right.
Well,
How you handle this shit is not right. And you need to know it.
what do you know?
Okay, go upstairs. I'll get you when the show's done, Pa. Okay, thank you. Close the other door, too, so the coyotes don't go in the house. No, the other door, Pa. I'm not worried about that door. I'm worried about the door that goes upstairs. Close it so coyotes don't go upstairs. Oh, no, you go up to Ma. Wow, Chaka.
Boom, 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 boom.
So that's my point is like how can you, Guy, how can you sit there and justify
I'm not justifying
what
I'm
he's
not
done?
defending.
And how can you
I
make
might be
it
deflecting. How about
no,
that?
but
Can you
how
say I'm
can
deflecting?
no, but how can you make it like he had reasons for what he did?
Look, that's the theater of it all. You play your role. You play your role. It's all theater. NFL don't mean a damn thing. They need some storyline. They need some controversy. They need something to get people to start watching again. If you play your role, you're gonna come away
Yeah,
some
but
cake.
why is it never the white dude playing the role?
Yeah, you know
Ever.
which one?
Tell me one.
Tell me one that's worthy of it.
Tell me one that's played the role.
They just sit back and take their money. They're just happy and complacent. They just take
And
what they do.
that's the point.
The brothers show out. So
They do.
You're past the buck. You talk about what's my boy in North Carolina. Yeah, he's dressing all crazy, acting all, and he's crying. He's getting hit. So everybody's gonna hit him.
Oh, you're talking about Cam.
Yeah.
Cam Newton.
So when Cam,
He's been doing all that crying since the very beginning. That's his excuse for not
performing.
producing.
Yeah.
Okay. So then you get AB on this thing to start the season off.
But Cam shows up for practice. Cam plays the game. Cam
does
don't
he?
flow up in hot air
does he?
balloons.
But does he?
But does he?
Does
he show up and play? Or does he just show up?
He's
That's more than AB
He's
did.
holding back because he knows he was standing out there taking them hits. They were hitting him. He was calling it, crying it. They ain't calling it fair.
But no, I'm just saying like what Perry's talking about.
AB don't. have to-
Why is it always the black athletes that are doing this shit?
Being boisterous, yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing. Why is it the white people shooting up everything?
We make
These mass
we
shootings.
okay, yeah, we do make noise because we're a major percentage of the league as it is. But like you get your JJ Watts and you get your they just either
J.J. Watt was Citizen of the fucking Year. What are we talking about? What are we talking
other
about?
dude for
The
the
motherfucker
Patriots?
won Citizen of the Year.
What's the other dude for the Patriots?
what's his name?
Edelman?
No, the
Brady?
fucking, no, the end,
The tight
not
end.
Brady, the tight end.
Oh,
From
Gronkowski.
Gronkowski.
Now, there's a motherfucker. Here's an example. He goes out and does all the wrong shit.
Everything.
Caught in video, but you know what he does?
Lay down.
Shuts the fuck up
Lay down.
and disappears and does not make himself a spectacle.
And make
He
make
knows.
another 30 million.
And the motherfucker knows, I fucked up. Let me hide out.
Right.
Let me not become a fucking spectacle. He knows. So either whoever's advising these motherfuckers is retarded, or these motherfuckers are just straight fucking retarded. But just know that, look, like they said, pay the $54,000 and shut the fuck up. But now, here's what I want to tell you. So all this attention's been drawn on Antonio, right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to say this right now. All the attention that he's getting because of what he did is deserved. It is. But here's where I'm going to defend this fucking retard.
You're gonna defend him.
Yeah.
These bitches coming out and making faulty claims of rape and sexual abuse and all that bullshit while the man is fucking obviously down because of decisions that he made and that are fucking terrible decisions. I would love to see these bitches put in fucking jail if you can't justify the fucking claims that you're making against this man at this point.
Are you doing the
You're
justice?
not doing fucking criminal charges. You're doing, what are they? Civil charges. So really, you don't even have a real fucking case because the DA isn't even taking the case on. You're doing it civilly at a time where the man is being fucking scrutinized and you're just being a trifling bitch
Trifling.
that fucked this motherfucker and is not getting paid, and now you want to come and attack him when he's at his fucking weakest point in his life. So shame on you, motherfucker. And guess what? Not only did he fuck up and maybe bring down his people, but you're doing the same motherfucking thing,
You're not doing it.
and bringing down. And I don't even know if the bitch is white or black.
Everything that
I don't even
glitters
know.
ain't gold.
But I'm going to tell you right now, deep in my heart, I know for a fact that's a trifling fucking black bitch that's going to do something like that.
Dirt.
And I'm going to go out on the limb and say that.
Dirt.
It ain't a white chick doing that shit.
Dang.
No.
Oh, it would have been blown
No.
up. It would have been
But I'm
cool.
going to tell you this. At time of fucking opportunity, guarantee your true fucking color shows. And bitch, you coming out trying to take advantage of a motherfucker that worked hard all his life
Knock, knock.
to do something. Yeah, he fucked up. Okay, fine. But did he fuck up enough for you to take advantage of his whole motherfucking life? Come on now, let's be real about it. Let's talk about it.
What's
No,
going down?
even I was reading that O.J. Simpson went on file today and said he was innocent.
Oh man, that's insane.
OJ chose today to come out.
Yeah.
Now that we established that
OJ
Chloe is
said
not
he
my
was-
daughter, let's go on and go out a little bit further now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say today that I'm innocent.
I'm an innocent.
I didn't do nothing.
I
No,
wasn't there.
no, you know.
No. Al did everything.
Wow.
Fucking Al Collins did everything.
Rodney Mashburn, Paul French, the watch party machine.
That's how it is, though, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, shit.
Nina Golden Cross.
You know?
Shout outs will continue.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was crazy.
But you know what? It's just like, you know what? I thought, going back to the whole OJ shit, right? You know, when I
didn't want to
was
go there, but okay.
You know where I saw the no, but you know where I saw the verdict?
Where were you at? When
I was at Fremont Toyota. I heard they were going to read the verdict, so I pulled over, ran in their waiting room.
inside the waiting room.
You know where they have for the service department? And watched it. And the funny thing was, it was never a case of where did he do it or not. You know, there was never the question. Nobody ever asked, do you think OJ did it or not? The question was, is he going to get off? Is he going to get off?
Of course he was. It didn't fit.
It didn't fit.
No, but you know what I'm saying?
Didn't fit. You got
There
to
was never a question of did OJ do it or not. Did anybody have any doubt in their mind, reasonable doubt that he did it or not? The question was posed to everybody everywhere. Is he going to get off? Now, I believe in my heart
In my
that
heart
he
and
did
soul.
not that he did not kill her. But
He knows.
he knows, and maybe he had whoever killed her do it. And the other dude was just an innocent bystander.
Would you say
He don't give a
accomplice
fuck.
or?
I don't even know if you can call it an accomplice, but if you got that kind of money, you got that kind of pull, you don't do a crime yourself. Ever. Why would you? Why would you?
Okay.
Why would you dirty your hands if you don't have to?
On the anniversary of 9/11,
Oh shit, we forgot about that, huh?
Oh, yeah.
why would the government bomb its own citizens?
Oh motherfucker. We're gonna get into that for real?
Why not?
So here we go.
Here
we go. The ultimate conspiracy theorist
Conspiracy theory.
in the house, which is good to have the opposite opinion. But I want to say this. and I want to put this out
I mean,
all across the country right now.
when you talk about the money,
I want to say that, listen, we don't know really what happened. We don't know how it happened. We don't know who's behind it. But I do know this. A lot of innocent people lost their lives today on 9/11.
Yes.
There's a lot of people that were trying to help out people that were losing their lives and first responders. Now, I don't give a fuck about the police. I fucking hate the police.
Fuck the police.
But in this case, they were trying to help out innocent people that were dying. Fire department, I think they're overpaid. You shouldn't pay fucking overtime. Fuck that. But today, years ago, they were trying to help out innocent people that were dying. Who's behind it? Who started it? Why it happened? Whether it was in retaliation or not? I don't really care. I don't. I could give a fuck about New York. I could give a fuck about all the tributes they're doing and all that stuff. But I do know one thing. A lot of innocent people died that day that just showed up for work, that are just trying to feed their families. A lot of innocent people that don't have nothing to do with the politics, that don't have nothing to do with anything. They're just good, hard-working people that were showing up to do their job for that day. And they lost their lives. For why? Who really gives a fuck? But they died. So, I have respect for them, for their families that lost. And I think it's a sad day in America that shit like that has to happen. Whether it was conspired by our own government, those cheap motherfuckers, or it was a terrorist act by the fucking Doom Coon Sand Nigger motherfuckers. I don't know. I'm not the one to say. But I do know this. Innocent people died that didn't deserve to die. And their kids don't have their mom and dad today. And that's a sad day. So let's not dwell on why or how or what, because we can't change it. Our name's not on the building. They don't give a fuck what we think. They've proven that. Our vote doesn't matter. You know that. You can believe it if you want to, but our vote doesn't matter. You're just a number. Nobody gives a fuck about you. The sooner you accept that, the sooner you'll fucking find your place in rank and file and know that you're a fucking zero. So a lot of innocent people died today, years ago. It's a sad day. So what do we do about it? Let's hope it never happens again. Can we change it? No, we can't. Can we keep it from happening again? No, we can't. Let's just hope it doesn't happen again. So rest in peace, all you motherfuckers that died for no reason. I feel for your families that don't have you anymore. And I wish I could take it back, but we can't. Life is what it is. Shit happens. Let's move on. Step over the next motherfucker like we always do and continue our lives. That's what we do as a people. We can act like we care, but we don't. What's next? Let's get on with our fucking lives.
let's talk about capital treason. What's up, David? I had to see that little. I had to see that little video there.
Oh, David. What's up, little Davey? Michael Casey, what's going on? I see you guys there. Rick Carson, what's up in FLA? Motherfucker, you survived the hurricane? Amy Hudson, what's going on? I appreciate y'all tuning in. If you're just tuning in right now, we're getting deep in the 9/11 conversation. It's Pelon and Chubby Show here every Wednesday night, coming to you live from the Pelon and Chubby studio. We got Perry Robinson coming from NorCal, sitting in. We got Monte out on the couch, keeping it real, man, just holding it motherfucking down. And we got Chubby over here, obviously,
tweaks and twerking the twerk.
making the shit work like it do. making it do what it do. So we're here talking about whatever. If you guys want to talk about something, by all means, either call in, come live on the show, or type it in on Facebook, and we'll talk about it. If you want us to write you a joke live right here on the spot, we can do it. Whatever conversation you want to talk about, we can do it. But we're getting deep. Let's talk about 9/11. Let's talk about all the conspiracy theories. Let's talk about whatever you want to talk about it. Right? I voiced my opinion. I believe it was a fucking travesty. However it happened. But let's talk about it. Let's see what your thoughts on it, what your spin is. And I'm game for whatever. Let's talk about it.
First of all, it's hard to believe it's 18 years. For me, I'm like, God, 18.
What do you think about them talking about it in schools and teaching the kids about 9/11 when the motherfuckers weren't even around, not even affected? Why do you want to bring that kind of trauma? No, but why do you want to bring that trauma on kids that were never fucking around when it happened?
Were your kids told about it?
Well, what history isn't trauma?
Right.
Most of the history that they teach in school is trauma.
Is that
But
history?
that history is a history that at least their parents can have a conversation with them about.
Do we call that history?
That's history.
Well,
I guess it is, right?
It's one of the few things that
changed the
actually
way-
happened on American soil.
It's changed the way we do things.
Yeah.
Today.
What's up, Monty?
I got a conspiracy theory for you.
Someone that doesn't know the history are bound to repeat it.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Monty hit it.
That's a
Deep.
good one.
That's
Someone
the
that
real-
does not know their history
Hey,
is
motherfucker,
bound to repeat it.
Motherfucker came from the couch on that.
Oh,
Boom.
deep
Yes.
from the couch.
Yes.
Deep from the couch. All right,
But
so,
my conspiracy theory is, I just happened to be on September the 10th. I was flying back into the country from Jamaica, and as we were headed to the airport, there were armed roadblocks and checkpoints coming out of Jamaica going to the airport, and all the drivers were like, "Oh, don't worry, this is just routine. They're just gonna question you." And they stopped us and questioned all of the vehicles that were headed out of the city.
Okay.
And then as we got to the airport, they were carrying AKs and everything inside the airport with dogs, and we were overchecked, and there was a serious delay. We actually missed our flight because we were delayed getting through the airport. And then as we got over to the States, because we flew into Florida, we were not able to get our flights because my aunt, I was with my aunt, and she was going into Michigan, and I was flying back out to California.
Mm-hmm.
I was not able to get a flight back to California.
Oh no, it's well documented that there was an international.
Yes.
They say there were international drills, and standard practices were being checked at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So, in order for this theater to play itself out, 2 and 3 days before that, a lot of agencies were already notified that there was this drill. There was this
Something was
going.
Let's practice.
Let's practice. So it was international.
So I
Everybody was on
made a
board.
decision to. It was an early morning flight, so I said, okay. Well, I'm originally from Detroit, and my aunt was flying to Detroit. I said, well, can I get a flight out of Michigan back home?
Right.
I'll fly into Michigan with her, which I was able to do, and I flew back home, which I ended up taking a red eye back home, and I woke up in the morning to 9/11.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's just like, I had the option to fly into New York, which was one of the planes that were headed to San Francisco, was one of the planes that were hijacked.
Wow.
It's like, maybe I would have been on that plane if I'd have took the choice to go to New York versus flying to Detroit.
Right.
But it's just that everyone knew there was something going on the day before and days before.
Days before. For sure.
And it's just crazy how that particular building and what the conspiracy is. What was it about that building? Because they had tried several times to blow up the World Trade Center.
Oh yeah.
And what was the big secret? And it wasn't that economics would be crippled. There was more to that building than economics, because economics is computers. And those things didn't stop.
It's the fabric of America, and it showed that industry and showed that a lot of America's vulnerability. New York is a symbol, but that particular building, that trade center, represented a lot more about our core. But if you look at all the companies that were involved, the insurance companies that folded, disappeared, the owners of the building that already had doubled and increased their policies, the money that's supposed to have been stored there, Treasury,
Yeah.
wasn't there,
Yeah.
and that money still hasn't been located or recovered.
Yeah.
So where was it? If it was moved
It melted in the fire.
prior to, America's wealth is hanging in the balance in that. So there's a whole lot more going on. But since then, we've got all the war contracts, the companies that built up Halliburton, their contract, their defense. So we built this big old machine of war. So this thing created billionaires
Yeah.
instantly.
Mm-hmm.
And to this day, never in the history of NATO was Article 5 allowed. And they issued it. And for 7 years, we did this Middle Eastern Gulf War thing with the help of NATO and cooperative movement, troops, and international positioning to fight a simple skirmish.
Right.
Never in the history of the world. So, is it a big play? Somebody had to have their hands in it. Someone had to push that domino in order to get us to where we're at today, still thinking about it. And it's just crazy how we've seemed to move on. We've been distracted. And we'll often talk about it. And days like today, we'll, take our hats off, drop our head in remembrance.
Yeah.
But in reality, what can we do? We can't do nothing.
No.
And we can't take it back. It's done. It happened. But, if we don't raise questions about those things, we're vulnerable at any given moment, any given time. But those powers that be, who had an awesome play in that, they listen, they watch. The NSA hearing us today.
Right now.
Right now. Watching, waiting for certain words to be said.
Oh, yeah.
And we're supposed to live in fear. That's what they want to do. That's what that created. It created an era of fear. People long after that. Turbulence. Someone with a box knife or whatever. Different attempts. Now we're woke and we're aware. But it changed. It changed the world in a major way. Changed our world forever affected.
The Patriot Act started because
Patriot Act
like
because
even
of
the
that.
simple applying for a loan is now changed by that, which is a little bit of bullshit.
Here's the thing about that. They moved so much money to protect their interest. Then they started the gears of war to create even more interest.
But here's how we are. We knew shit was going on before it happened.
Oh yeah.
But we didn't do nothing about it. But after the fact, all of a sudden we're proactive and we change every fucking law there is to now protect in vain.
In vain.
Because it already happened. Why didn't we do it in the first place? Why didn't we act? Why weren't we proactive and fucking make it happen? Now you can't even slide a piece of fucking bologna under the fucking door because everything's so tight. Well, yeah, it already happened, stupid. What are the odds of it happening again? Fuck, you might as well buy a lotto ticket. Oh, but we're being proactive. We're trying to protect the fucking... oh, you know what? If you gripe about all the new laws that we've enacted, you're a piece of shit because it's only to protect you. Fuck you. It isn't, stupid. You're trying to make up for mistakes that you made and try and like pass new laws and shit for mistakes that you made. And now you're inconveniencing us because you fucking erred. How is that now our shit? Why are we now accepting all the fucking punishment of the errors that you fucking made and you admittedly knew what was happening? But now our life has to change because you fucked up, because you didn't take action, because you didn't fucking be proactive. Now my life has to be fucking affected. Am I wrong for being upset? Am I wrong? Like, oh, yeah, I should just accept it because it's in the best interest of our country and it's for the safety of everyone. I should just accept it. No, stupid.
No.
Why the fuck didn't you do it in the first place when you knew there was a fucking threat? Why didn't you take action then? No. Oh, now we just have to eat it. We just have to be fucking subjected to the fucking scrutiny like we're a fucking terrorist. Every time we go to the motherfucking airport,
Gotta take our shoes off.
we gotta fucking get naked in front of your ass because you didn't take the proper fucking steps. We gotta be subjected to the questioning that the fucking whoever did this shit should be subjected to. But we have to. Why? Oh, it's in the best interest of the fucking people. Yeah. You know what's in the best interest of our people? Is that the money we pay you as a federal fucking employee, that you do your motherfucking job from the fucking beginning. Don't be responsive after it happens. Take the money that you're making, the money that we pay you out of our fucking paychecks, and do your motherfucking job. FBI, CIA, do your motherfucking job. Protect this fucking country like you're supposed to.
Men in black.
Don't be fucking reactive.
Black coats.
After the shit happens, all of a sudden, you're all ears, all eyes, all fucking everything, and you're going to protect this fucking country after it happens. You want to be fucking special?
Listen.
You want to be different?
Listen.
Keep it from
CIA.
happening.
Listen, KGB, CIA, all the alphabet soup, they can't possibly control it all. There's not enough of them.
But if you know about it,
There's not enough of them.
but I'm saying if you know about it, which they did, there was enough intel that they knew something was going down.
Yes, they did.
So
But-
who's to say they weren't in on it?
But,
You know what I'm saying?
well, that's the other story.
That's what.
That's the other story. How better to fire up a nation against the fucking Taliban than to tell them, you know, to create a crime.
Here's what happened.
The FBI, the CIA, they're not above creating crime.
We trained them.
Right?
Bin Laden's business partner, George Bush.
Let's create a crime
we
that
trained
will
them.
get our country fired up behind us and claim it as retaliation against the 9/11 attacks. Are we going to believe that?
What
Are
was
we
that
gonna
called?
believe-
Wasn't that like Wag the Dog?
Yeah, definitely.
Are
Wag
we
the
going to
dog?
believe that?
Yeah, again, I
That-
said
that-
never in the world, never in the history of the world was Article 5 able to happen if it wasn't
Yeah.
for that.
Now, you know what they said, right? That the motherfucker from Iraq, the one that they fucking murdered,
Oh,
what's his name?
Osama?
No, the other
Oh,
dude.
the
Not the Taliban
Mojari?
guy, but the guy that was fucking the president or leader of Iraq.
Oh,
one
you
that they
talking about
fucking
the
hung.
dude that was in the cave?
The one they hung.
No, Wajari. Oh, Wajari.
No, but not the Taliban leader, but the other guy they hung. Who was the guy from Iraq? The fucking not Iraq. Huh? Yeah. Who was he?
That motherfucker.
Not the Taliban guy, but the other guy. All right, so here's what happened. He made a deal with the U.S.
Okay.
for all the oil. He reneged on the deal. Made a deal with Russia in Iran for the same oil that he had already promised to the U.S. Saddam Hussein. So, you know why that sorry motherfucker died? Because he reneged on a deal with Bush
Yeah, but
over oil.
what, how did he die again?
They hung his ass. Remember? It was on video. They hung his ass.
Who
They
hung him?
found him and they hung him.
That was an
His
actor.
own people.
That was an actor.
Huh?
That was an actor.
Whatever. The bottom line is the reason Saddam Hussein was attacked, hung, fucking murdered is because he reneged on a fucking oil deal with the United States government, which is oil that we don't even fucking need. We don't even need it. Monty, who is the number one producer that they found out, the number one producer of oil in the world?
Saddam.
No.
The USA. USA.
They found,
USA.
hey, close the door. They found a well
Oil reserve.
in the United States
USA.
that is the biggest oil reserve in the world. So we don't even need Saddam. We don't even need any of the Middle Eastern countries. We can produce enough oil on our own. But those people are making money. Bush is making money. That deal that got Saddam Hussein killed, hung by apparently his own people on a video, was all because he changed his mind on a deal that he made with, it was actually Canada and Russia instead of the U.S. He had promised the U.S. the oil. He went back on it, made the deal with Russia and Canada. And George Bush lost his shit and had that motherfucker murdered. And that's the story that nobody knows, that nobody tells, that nobody ever wants to hear about. That's the true story. Now, I don't know if it's real or not.
What about the heralding story of SEAL Team 7 that went in and got Bin Laden?
Well, the Bin Laden thing is a whole different deal.
That's a whole different deal. What was that deal?
Well,
We trained him. He was an
Well,
operative.
they needed him because of Al Qaeda to go away, and there was too much pressure on them to make him go away. Now, did they really get rid of him, or is he in hiding still somewhere?
How about
Being that he is in photos with your homeboy,
your homeboy? Yeah?
huh?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
He's in photos with Bush. He's in photos with Clinton. And he's in photos with Barack Obama.
We trained him.
Right. They are all part of the same family, even though they're not the same party.
All right. So fast forward today with your boy Trump.
My boy.
Your boy Trump calling for secret meetings with the Taliban leaders, but then calling it off because the deals aren't right. So if there's secret meetings and we didn't know anything about it, why do we need to know about it? Why are they telling us about it? Why are they wagging that dog? Why would we bring the Taliban leaders for the first time ever on American soil
Right.
to meet with our dictator president? Why
Dictator?
all of a sudden, if the deal falls short, they tell us about these meetings? We're going to have a secret, but why?
Well, look.
Tell me about a secret meeting.
All right, so let me.
If the deal's going to go bad. Now you got something you can stand there and puff your chest out and say, I saved the American people time. I've saved...
No, but
Really?
let's look at it like this.
Election?
Let's
Come on,
look at
wrap it
it
up.
like this.
Election for campaigning.
No.
It's a distraction.
Well, let's look at it also like this.
Why? Tell us about the secret meeting.
So, if he's having meetings with the Taliban,
Why invite him to
isn't
the
that
American soil?
no? But I'm saying, isn't that information that's good to know?
For what?
It's false
For what? It's
So
distraction.
you don't believe that he was actually trying to make a deal with him?
No, they probably
How are you going to deal with them? Sitting across the table having secret meetings?
Yeah.
You've got just pick up the phone.
No, but
We're going to come out and get you. We're
No,
going to
but-
bomb the shit out of you.
no, but
Stop your activities.
No.
You're a warlord. You're a
But they-
thug. We're going to have secret meetings. We're having secret meetings. Convaves. We're going to sit down.
How's it a secret if you guys know?
We're going to sit down.
well,
and
no,
talk
they're
about
they're behind closed doors meetings.
behind closed doors meeting. But we're going to let you guys.
It's not a
come
secret
into
that we're having the meetings. He's letting people know that I am engaging in meetings with the Taliban. They're behind closed doors, but I am trying to get them to chill the fuck out. I don't have a problem with that.
But who is
Is he using it as a ploy to gain respect, credibility?
The world still laughs at him.
No, but I'm saying, but you know what? Who cares?
So, I mean, why is
cares?
he holding these meetings and negotiations?
Because he's the
what?
president of our fucking country. Look,
He's walked in and turned his back on NATO.
right? Well,
He
NATO's
has
fucking
no freaking military presence or knowledge. He's a businessman.
right.
What does he have to gain?
Look,
A resort?
no,
What?
he has left his personal
No, he hasn't.
business shit
No, he hasn't.
behind him.
No, he hasn't. Don't get me into talking about having the Air Force pay trumped up charges to spend the time at his resort. Don't have me talk about flying back and forth all these business meetings to go to meet at his resorts.
Do you think it's about money when the guy doesn't take a paycheck?
But he's profiting on every other thing. The government is paying major tabs for his CIA detail to follow him around, to fly out
Is
of
it
their
any
way.
different than any other president that's been,
The amounts that he's charging are more than normal visits.
Who controls the charges on that?
His company, his sons, his daughter who runs the business. You don't just write a check or write a bill for a whole suite of just because it's government and government's going to pay it. But then you go and have a motorcade and you tell the city of Chicago, put it on our tab and never pay the fucking bill. You can't pay $250,000 to the city of Chicago, but you'll charge the government, me, you, normal taxpayers.
Do we know that for a fact?
Yes.
All of it's detailed. All of his
Yeah.
details.
Do
He's losing money from all of his properties from people who regularly lives and go in there. But now that he's got, let's have a meeting let's go have a meeting at my resort.
Yeah. Because you realize when a government official has a meeting,
Right,
the
they're gonna
entire
have all security.
floor, a president, the entire floor on top and on bottom and the floor. So you lose 3 floors of revenue in order for that person to stay there. And that doesn't even matter if they're having meetings. That even corrupts the majority of the entire hotel. You're basically buying an entire hotel
Yeah.
for the day or whatever days they're there.
What's up, Ravon?
Rwanda.
No, hold on. I gotta say what's up to Ravinder Singh, Jamie Philpott from up in Tracy,
What's up, Ann Spencer?
Michelle Bowman.
What up, Michelle?
They've been the faithful. Chris, my brother-in-law. What's up, dog? From
So-
Oakland.
Chris.
So, okay, I've
There's a
left
Pelon
my
Chubby show
personal
every
business
Wednesday.
interests, but all my interests are at my resorts. All my business.
Do you really think that's happening?
International? He's bringing in. He's bringing in other
No, but
country
do you really think
for
that
meetings, and they're staying at his properties.
not
And
every time, but they want to point out the few times that it's happening.
all the time. If you count the times he goes to play at his golf course,
doesn't matter.
He's off duty, but he still
If
carries
you
a
own-
security
look.
detail, and his security detail, they're paying and charging the government more because of his presence and being there.
If you owned a golf
If
course,
I was to go stay in that hotel,
wouldn't you play at your
I
own
wouldn't
golf
be
course?
I wouldn't be charged $20,000.
But That the security detail has nothing to do.
$100,000 for just reservations.
The security detail has nothing to do with him. Every president has
Okay,
a
but they can
security
go any
detail.
other place. They can go any other place.
So what?
Okay.
but they
Hey,
don't.
well,
But they don't.
not.
When the Obamas were in office, I was working in Merced,
Right.
and Michelle Obama came to Merced.
Okay.
Right? They shut the town down for
Right.
a week
Right.
before she got there.
Okay.
So that means if they're wherever they're going,
Right.
that place is shut down because you have to remember a president doesn't everything that they do for a president is
Right.
preserved ahead of time. Food,
So
water,
if they-
cars, everything, the traffic, everything is protected
So if they did that
before.
for the Obamas,
They're doing it for
why
Trump.
is it scrutinized when they do it for Trump?
No, they're
Well,
doing
it's
it. They
only
have to.
scrutinized because Trump is doing it at his properties.
So he's making more money out of it.
So who's the security detail? All that? Do they work for his company or they work for the government?
But they're staying at his property.
And they're getting
so
billed
he's profiting off of.
Majorly.
Yes. Normally they would be at a Hilton, a Marriott, but they're at the
But
Trump
is that
Plaza.
really that big of a deal?
It's not, but because he's a shitty president, it is.
And he's making money.
He's making money out of his own fucking
Yes.
government.
I know, but
That's why.
You can't
but
make
look,
money off the
whether
government,
it goes in
Joe.
his pocket or somebody else, it doesn't really matter.
It does.
It does.
It does matter. 'Cause
It does. As a president, you can't.
The wall.
But he's not even taking a fucking paycheck.
Yeah, but look at here. Like,
He don't need to take a paycheck if he's making all the money with everything else he does in life.
he gets
Is he really making that much?
different governments. Like,
Again, if I was to go stay at his hotel, or if I rented a room in the Trump Tower,
Right.
maybe $2,500.
Okay.
But when a government employee goes there, $120,000.
Do we know that?
Yeah, they've got that.
They have a
Oh
receipt.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
All right, well, that's wrong.
That's what we're trying to tell you.
that's what we're saying.
So
No, but
why
if we
would I?
had
Why
proof-
would I take my little piddly? Why would I take my little piddly $500,000 salary when I make a?
Right.
I can make 1.5 every week.
So look. If we actually have proof that he is gouging when they stay there, and it's happening on a regular basis.
But he's gouging on a legal level.
On a
It's
major
not.
level.
It's not illegal what he's
Why?
doing. But it just.
Why not?
Because what happened. Excuse me. They're able to dictate the direction. It doesn't matter what hotel they stay in. They're not paying any more money than what they would pay if they stayed at a
Right.
Hilton or Marriott. But
So it's
he's
the
just
same price.
directing it to
He's directing it to his
It's
property.
going to him.
to his property. And they're no. Remember, if you guys remember, he is no longer a part of those companies.
Supposedly,
Right. He signed them
so
over to
they're
his
not
kid.
his properties anymore.
Right.
but he's directing it.
Yes.
But his family
Yeah.
benefits from
That's
it.
why he gave his way out of the properties and signed off everything.
I don't think he really did because
But-
he don't trust his damn kids as much as he.
Yeah, I'm
Whatever.
sure
Tell
there's
you
some.
what, though, Ivanka,
And about her,
shit.
I'm sure there's
know
some.
what?
There's
I'm sure there's some 10 years down the line.
Look,
This
I'm gonna say,
that's
I'm gonna,
reverts back to me.
hey, I'm
Yeah.
gonna say this right now.
say it,
I don't care how dirty she is, what she's involved
dirty,
in,
dirty.
whatever. The opportunity to wrestle that bitch to the floor.
Man, I'm truly questioning you
I'm sorry,
right
man.
now, Rick.
Hey, the opportunity to wrestle her to the floor.
Say there's a security threat. Get down, get down. Rick's the first one to take her down. I'm protecting the president's wife.
I will wrestle all 6'1" of that bitch to the floor. Huh? Ain't no
probably
wrong with that.
flipped
Ain't no
you
shame
off.
in my game.
Oh my
That
world.
right there is good eating.
World star, world star. Oh yeah, no, it's unkind.
Hey, her and Michelle, we is like 1 and 2. You know, on my list is the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Did that thing rebooting? Did we just lose our feed?
Did we?
Well,
Oh no. Hey, give me the. Oh shit.
no, it's still.
No, my
that's
phone
still-
died.
I know, but they're not getting the audio.
Right. No, my phone died. Where's my charger
the camera just flashed. Too.
at? Yeah.
Well, it's still
my charger?
transmitting because it's connected. It's just no longer controlled.
Well, it's recording.
Power C.
Yeah, the new
Is it iPhone?
I
No.
see. No, he's
Android.
Android, right there,
Sorry
bro. The one I
about
just
that.
took.
lost
You have
audio.
Android?
There you go.
You got it?
Pass me my phone, please.
That's not iPhone. Is that iPhone?
Thank you, brother.
You have Android too? Hey, we got the plug right there, right? Huh?
I should be good now.
Here, plug mine's into plug this into the wall.
There's no plugs in the wall, bro. You
You
all,
got everything.
Huh?
No,
plug
you got
in.
everything
Got
taken
everything
out.
in?
yeah, that's why we went to that.
Yeah, don't worry about that. It's a car charger.
It's got it?
It's got plenty of juice.
This is the most expensive.
Okay.
You guys need another beer?
All right.
I'm good, bro. I just got the hiccups.
Is there any juices in that thing or any sodas?
Okay.
This Foolio don't take care of me.
Whatever.
Did we lose audio?
Whatever,
Yes,
bro.
no. Did we lose audio?
You can go by the stars.
We ain't gonna hurt nobody.
'Cause
We just
ain't
dancing,
nobody-
baby. Ain't gonna hurt nobody. Call us up if you're still listening and you're out there. 760-565-3713. I'll fix that. I'll do that. I'll be that. I'll be
You know
that.
what though? I didn't know he was taking advantage like that. It didn't seem like he would do something that stupid to draw attention to himself. Oh yeah, that's
What happened to my shit though?
I was sipping
The
on
kids,
it.
you sip on what you have?
a little bit.
Ah,
So,
that's a
I
little
ain't got- I ain't got no cooties.
But that's how you left.
It's enough to like wet you. You know.
Well, you know what Mama said. Don't drink it all.
That's the BW right there.
Yeah,
That's
Mama
all I
said
got.
don't drink it all.
All I got is BW
I didn't drink
now.
it all. I left a little bit.
All I got is BW now. That's it. That's all I need to wet the whistle.
Shit.
Wait, did you put some shit in there too?
No.
A little whiskey?
No.
All right, cool.
I wouldn't do that to you. Though.
No,
Smell like it.
No, you know that. I would never
Gotta
do
run
it
to the
like
corner
that.
store.
Huh?
Gotta run to the corner store. Anyway, we're back in the
Hey,
time.
what do you want? Pelon's coming, so
Oh, is he?
yeah.
What's he
I
doing?
can have him grab a
Finish
kiwi
up.
strawberry
What
or
is that?
something. Some
You
juice.
just sent me
I'm just
something.
trying to, you know.
You sent me a text.
I have.
Hey, can you bring the kiwi strawberry
Kiwi, strawberry,
Yeah.
juice.
Little juice, please.
Can you finish up here? Give him anything.
Are we still live or did we just stop?
I'm
Oh, we are.
recording,
I think we are.
but I think the audio dropped on the feed.
Hold on, I'm gonna bring it back.
Just wondering.
I don't know. We were on a good little note there, stroking it. I mean, Diddy fires his Secretary of Defense.
P. Diddy or just Diddy?
Well, okay, he said that he.
You don't have to bring nothing in.
No, it's cool. I'm cool. The Secretary of Defense, James Bolton, is bolting because ever since he was appointed, he wasn't happy with the appointment, and him backing Trump had kind of dropped off. His support of Trump had definitely dropped off because he didn't truly believe Trump had enough or knowledge enough about those things. So that's why he is no longer in position on the Trump administration, and it was asked to retire, and that's why he's been removed from office.
So it's still going.
Is there audio? I mean, it's the feed's going. There's no audio,
Can I use the restroom?
and you unplugged this, so you need to plug that back in.
What's it plug?
You unplugged it,
When did I unplug that?
so we can get the audio tripping. Bum bum, bum bum. There's no audio for that last little bit though, so I gotta fix mine. When your
Why
phone
did I
loses it,
unplug
well, you did it so you can plug it all in, but when you lose power, we lose audio. But the camera, no, because we bypassed the camera's microphone. I know it's been going. The camera didn't lose connection. They lost audio on the feed. And while we play catch up,
So,
had
We were talking about earlier about that that whole deal with that, what was it, fire?
Earth, Wind, and Fire?
No, we were talking about that whole concert thing that was supposed to have all those people show up, fire with Ja Rule.
Oh, the concert?
The concert.
That big concert that they put together, and it was really nothing but air.
It's funny you said that. Look what just popped up on my phone.
Ja Rule.
50 Cent.
Oh, it was on 50 Cent for what the
Snitch.
snitch. This is wow.
So what happened now?
Takashi
reading.
what?
I can't even. I don't
can't
even
fathom
understand
that
they
shit.
say. What are they saying?
Oh,
50
man.
Cent's commenting about Ja Rule fucking snitching.
Ja Rule. You talking about
Is that
the?
what it was?
What was that concert? The
Fire. So they
Up in
put
Smoke
together the
Fire.
whole concert based on all these celebrities being there. And then it fell apart as they all started to bail out, realizing that it was a farce. It was a fake. That it was based on somebody putting in a bunch of money that bailed out at the last minute.
Fire.
So all of a
that
sudden,
concert.
that guy's in prison that put it all together, and everybody's pointing fingers at everybody else. They want the money to be returned that were deposits. Some of them got deposits in the amount of $500,000 and
Wow.
shit. And
250.
yeah, they want all the money returned. The federal government is saying that it was fraud. and
FTC stepping in?
They want the money returned.
Oh yeah, the FBI stepped in.
Oh, yeah.
FTC,
Shut that down.
FBI.
The
shut
guy's
it
in
down?
jail. The original
Okay.
guy.
So they want all that money returned.
Where did the
That
money
was
go?
paid out
It's gone.
because it was all
Bye-bye.
money that was given, that wasn't supposed to be.
He liquefied that shit that quick?
Right. Well, he paid it out. He got it in from sponsors, and he paid it out as deposits. So, you know what? You gotta give the guy a little bit of credit in the
Wait,
sense
if
that
you're moving, what? How?
look, you gotta give him credit in the
Okay,
sense. Look,
I'm going to set up a show.
right.
Duckett start coming at, so he start dropping names. Everybody's coming in. Everybody's coming
so
in.
here's the deal.
He spent millions.
All in.
He spent millions
sponsors money,
So
of
here,
dollars
just trying to promote this thing.
on promoting. I mean, he went
Building
all the
an
way to the
idea.
point where he had Victoria's Secret models
doing commercials and shit.
doing commercials.
So here's the thing. This dude developed a concept like we do. You know, like when we promote shows and we start out from fucking nothing, a credit card.
Started from the bottom. Now
Like
we're here.
like we'll produce shows.
That's his ad.
We'll produce shows, but
he got paid.
but it's based
They
on.
got paid.
Oh yeah. It's
But nobody else got
hey,
paid.
it's based on what we think we're gonna make. So where I give this guy credit is
Weekends.
he started this shit out from nothing, basically.
It was basically just
An
a
idea.
conversation like we're sitting here talking right
And
now.
then he started using other people's money to create this. And he sold this. So I don't fault the dude for doing it. Now, shit fell apart where he lost some major sponsors. So instead of doing the right thing and canceling it and saying, hey, listen, I lost some money, I lost the support, I can't do the show, he continued the fraud. And that's where the issue comes in. That's why he's in jail now.
All right, you're watching it through what?
What?
Are we sure we got the beaters going?
I think so. You're moving, I'm moving.
Hey Evelyn, if you can hear this.
Whoa,
Is there
the
audio?
hell?
what's up, Fido?
I'm like,
Did it
what
hit
the
you?
hell?
Did it go straight for your nuts?
Boom.
I got
Come
hit
check.
the nuts at one time.
Come check. Hey, so you know that's the real deal. Is like, you know, homeboy. Like I got to give him credit, man. He built a whole concept idea from nothing, and I can appreciate that because how many times have we done that? Started out a whole comedy show. Remember? From
It's still going.
he was here. You know, hey, from a credit card. Remember?
Yeah.
We got that VFW hall, bought our own alcohol, went in there, hired everybody, servers from fucking nothing. So I can appreciate him building this shit up from nothing, right? But where he fucked up is when he lost his major backing, his financial backing, he didn't come clean.
Yeah. He even lost the freaking island that it was originally supposed to be on.
Right.
I mean, that was old Pablo's old island, dude. That's crazy.
Escobar?
But yeah.
Yeah, he was claiming Pablo Escobar's
That's my
island.
homeboy.
2 weeks full intensive festival.
Tell you what, dude.
I mean, as much trouble that those people that are trying to do the Woodstock thing, even the blues festival's losing. I mean, why is it so hard to get people to organize big events now? Everybody wants to.
You know what?
Everybody's like this.
No, I'll tell you what. The economy's in the fucking toilet.
Is it though?
People are not going to pay.
But it wasn't about the economy. It was about he didn't connect with the talent. The talent wouldn't commit.
Right. But they want so much motherfucking money.
Yeah.
Thanks, girl.
You know, they want so much money right now that it's making it impossible to produce shows and bring anything of quality.
Yeah.
You know, because everybody.
That's not the feed, dude. That's not the feed.
It's not working?
No, we've got no audio.
Oh. Why?
Are you inside the Mevo studio software?
You're just watching.
You're just watching.
No, it's recording.
Go into the setup.
I'll go into the Mevo. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, we're
So we're just talking to ourselves.
all these
We're just talking to
motherfuckers.
ourselves. I mean, I'm recording.
No, but like,
got good shit.
dude, all the shit. It's not fucking. All these people want all this loot.
Yeah.
You know, and they don't give a fuck whether you're going to make any money or do, you know.
Yeah.
Like they want their money, and if you lose your ass on the show.
Where you're wrong at that, man, is this dude had tickets for this show up to $200,000, and people bought that shit,
Right.
and it was completely freaking sold out. It was completely sold out.
Look, people, like I tell you all every week, this is just a behind-the-scenes view of us recording our podcast.
Yes.
What we really want you to do
yeah,
is to go on to your favorite platform, whether it's iTunes, Spotify, iHeart, wherever you want to go, and watch us. Listen to us.
Listen.
You can't see it, but podcasts are, if you're not familiar with podcasts, are for just listening, not watching. But we like
And
to
I'm
give you the
very
behind the
sexy.
scenes,
Oh, yeah. You
kind of look at our show,
deserve to be in pictures there, man. You
and
deserve to
hang
be in
out with
pictures.
us, have a drink, see what we're doing. But Guy here is going to edit everything down,
Yeah, I got to do some
and
trimming.
then he's
That's
going to
all.
post it,
3 days later.
and it sounds professional. But don't get all weird if, like, oh, I listened to it on Facebook, and it really wasn't all that and all that. Well, yeah, fuckers, it's not supposed to be. This is just our little time to hang out and, you know, do what we do, right? So,
About it.
So yeah, don't trip on it. Just go to your go and plug in Pelon and Chubby into your browser and find your favorite platform, what you like to watch or listen to your podcast on when you're driving to work, from work, you're at home, you're lonely, you just need a little fix. That's what we're here for. That's what the whole idea is. So tell your friends, tell them to tune in. We are here for you. We are here because we enjoy doing this. We are here every Wednesday, but we need you to send your friends the link. Tell them to tune in every Wednesday night, 8 o'clock. If they're unable to tune in on the Wednesday show, then have them go to iTunes, Podbean, whatever it is they like, and watch over, 94 episodes? 93 episodes that
94.
are that are on there that you can
Keep
watch
saying
from the very
watch.
beginning.
Listen,
whatever.
listen.
And it's from we have 2 years. On the 18th, we are going to be 2 years in the saddle doing these shows, and we appreciate everybody that's tuned in over the last 2 years. We appreciate all the support. We appreciate you sharing it, and we appreciate you coming back next week. We got a bunch of people that have been here every single week, and you're our faithful, and that's what we love. So we appreciate Perry being on the show tonight.
Yes, sir.
In studio, we
What
got
up?
We got Taz in the house. What's up, Taz? Right. So we got all the supporting cast upstairs that helps us out every week.
Why he look at me?
We got Chubby here on the set, bringing what he do, making the sound do what it do.
Yeah.
So without all these people in place, I don't get to come on here and do what I like to do, which is keep it real.
Run his motherfucking
And
mouth.
talk shit for
Run his motherfucking mouth.
whoever wants to hear it,
You know, that Evelyn Esparza is funny.
Evelyn?
Evelyn Esparza.
Hey, you know a friend of me this week? Esther Chu, whatever.
Esther Chu? Esther Koo.
Koo, whatever.
Yeah. That's funny.
Sent me a friend request.
Wow.
So I told her, if
If you're in town,
come down here and come on the show.
You know what?
What up? Come on, baby.
Whoa. So anyway, that was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So like I said, we're here every Wednesday night, 8 o'clock, pretty darn close to it. And we want your opinions. We want you to call in. We want you to message us on Facebook Live. Tell your friends about the show. The only way we're going to make it in this game of podcasts is if you share this shit to all your friends. So everybody that tuned in tonight, we appreciate you. Talk to you next week. Until we see you again, this is the Pelon and Chubby Show every Wednesday from the Pelon and Chubby studio. Thank you all. See ya.
Peace.
Good night, everybody.